Our movie today starts with a little girl named Thelma, and we see her singing in front of a big audience. It's clear that Thelma is very happy with what she's doing. Then we see her friend, the guitarist named Otis, who keeps playing behind Thelma with his guitar. And we see their friend, the drummer named Reggie, who's responsible for the rhythm. As soon as Thelma finishes her song, she runs quickly and jumps around. But suddenly, we discover there's no audience at all, and that it was all just in Thelma's imagination. At that moment, Thelma tells her friends she hopes their performance tomorrow will succeed in the talent competition. After a while, they all return to their work on the farm, and while working, Thelma gets distracted when she sees the singer named Nikki performing on TV. We learn that Nikki is a very famous singer, and that's when we understand that Thelma wishes to be like her so she can sing at the music festival. Suddenly, the farm owner calls Thelma and Otis and asks them to come move the manure. When Thelma comes to move it, she notices a group of bully horses approaching her, so she tries to hide quickly. But unfortunately, she falls, and all the manure she was carrying spills on her. The horses come to her and keep making fun of her. One of the horses asks if that's her talent for tomorrow's competition. Thelma gets very upset and tells them that she's actually very talented in singing and that her voice is beautiful. But the horses still keep mocking her. The next day, the talent show begins. We see the group of horses showing off their skills to the judges, and it's obvious the judges are very impressed. Meanwhile, we see Thelma and her friends, who are shocked by the horses' performance. Thelma loses hope that they could ever impress the judges. As soon as the horses' performance ends, the audience cheers for them, and the judges give them the highest scores. And on the other side, Thelma looks very nervous and scared. Then she and her friends go up on stage, and just as they are getting ready to perform, the judges interrupt them and ask them to get off the stage. Thelma gets confused and asks why. One of the judges tells her that she will never be a star because she looks ordinary and not special, and that it's impossible for a simple farm animal like her to become a famous singer. Thelma feels very sad because she never got her chance, even though she trained so hard for this competition. As she is leaving the stage, she falls and pulls down the drums with her, which crash on top of her. Everyone watching starts laughing at her. Thelma can't take it anymore and leads the competition crying. At night, Thelma goes to sit alone in the diner, watching the video of her performance. She feels very sad because so many people saw her fall. Suddenly, Otis comes and tries to comfort her, but Thelma still looks very upset. She apologizes to Otis and tells him she had wished their performance had succeeded in the competition. Otis consoles her, telling her that she is talented and that one day she will definitely achieve her dream. The next day, Thelma wakes up feeling very discouraged. She goes to work, moving manure while feeling sad and bored. While working, she notices a carrot on the ground. She picks it up, sticks it on her forehead, and pretends to be a unicorn. At that moment, Otis arrives and laughs at Thelma's strange behavior. When he asks what she's doing, Thelma tells him to guess which animal she looks like. On the road nearby, we see a truck carrying pink paint. Suddenly, the driver loses control and the paint spills from the truck, landing all over Thelma. The driver doesn't notice what happened and keeps driving away. Otis, shocked by what he just saw, tells Thelma to look at herself in the reflection of a puddle. When she does, Thelma is amazed to see her color has changed, and she really looks like a unicorn now. Thelma gets very excited about her new look and asks Otis to take her picture. Then she deletes her old account, creates a new one, and uploads her new photos. Suddenly, a strange car stops in front of the farm. A little girl and her family get out, and the girl walks straight to Thelma, looking completely amazed by her. The little girl asks Thelma to take a picture with her. Thelma agrees, feeling very happy with her new look. Soon after, people from all around start gathering to see Thelma, unable to believe that a unicorn is actually alive. Thelma takes advantage of the moment and asks Otis to bring their musical instruments. Otis quickly gets his guitar and begins to play. And Reggie, who is also amazed by Thelma's new look, joins them with his drums. Thelma starts singing, and everyone around is completely impressed by her. She becomes emotional, and it's clear she is extremely happy because she finally got her chance. Suddenly, reporters arrive at the scene and film her performance. We then see that her video spreads everywhere around the world. In another place, we see an old lady watching Thelma's video and looking very impressed with her voice. The old lady decides to visit Thelma with her husband. Back to Thelma. Once she finishes her song, the crowd cheers for her. Otis walks up to her, congratulates her, and tells her that her song was beautiful and that her voice is truly special. But then he insists that she should wash off the paint from her body and show her real self. At that moment, Thelma refuses, saying she could never do that because her new look is finally unique. Otis tells her she has always been special and never needed to change anything about herself. But Thelma doesn't believe him. She insists on keeping her new appearance so people will want to listen to her songs. Even though Otis doesn't agree, he reluctantly accepts her choice. Meanwhile, we see Thelma's video continuing to spread everywhere, and her new account gaining a huge number of followers. Then we move to the singer Nikki, who is practicing with her band. At that moment, her manager Vic arrives and starts reading an article written about her. Nikki's assistant, Megan, interrupts and asks Vic not to share any bad news with her. Vic realizes that Nikki's popularity has declined and warns that unless she does something new, the audience will forget her. Nikki gets upset, asks Vic to handle the situation, and leaves feeling sad. Just then, they come across Thelma's video, and it's clear that Vic is very impressed by it. We then return to Thelma and Otis, who are playing on the farm. Suddenly, they hear music coming from the barn. When they go there, they are surprised to find Reggie playing music for the old lady. Thelma and her friends are shocked to discover that the old lady is actually the famous music producer and songwriter, Peggy. Once Peggy finishes, she praises Thelma's singing in the video. That's when we realize that Peggy is blind, and she came for Thelma because of her beautiful voice, not her appearance. Peggy offers Thelma and her friends the chance to record an album together. Thelma happily accepts. The next day, Thelma and her friends go with Peggy to her studio, where they are amazed by all the equipment. Peggy begins recording Thelma's song, with Thelma playing the guitar enthusiastically. During the recording, Peggy keeps giving her advice on how to improve her voice. They also work together on writing the lyrics for the rest of the songs. After days of recording, Thelma improves a lot, and her voice becomes much stronger. One day, Vic calls Peggy and proposes a partnership with Thelma, explaining that he wants her to perform at the opening of Nikki's big concert that very night. Although Peggy disagrees, she still asks Thelma and her friends if they want to do it. Thelma eagerly accepts, feeling excited about performing at the opening. They all travel together, but when they arrive at the airport, Vic takes Thelma and puts her in a separate car, leaving Peggy, Otis, and Reggie to ride in another car on their own. On the way, Vic suddenly launches a rocket from his car, disabling the other vehicle, then drives off, leaving Peggy, Otis, and Reggie stranded and confused, not understanding what just happened. After a while, Vic arrives with Thelma at Nikki's house. Thelma is amazed when she sees Nikki, but Nikki looks very upset and clearly isn't happy about her presence. Soon after, Thelma gets ready to sing in the opening act, but she's puzzled by her friend's absence. She tells Vic that she can't perform without her band. Vic manipulates her, saying that her friends abandoned her because they were afraid of fame. He insists this is her one chance, and that if she doesn't take it, she'll never become a star. Thelma, convinced by his words, agrees and goes on stage. She starts singing with great joy, and Vic turns on all the stage lights, dazzling the audience, who are blown away by Thelma's performance. At that moment, Otis and the rest of the band finally arrive. They're shocked to see that Thelma is performing without them. Meanwhile, Megan confronts Vic, reminding him that those special lights were meant only for Nikki's performance. But Vic insists that Thelma will bring in more success, and then he coldly tells Megan to start looking for a new manager for Nikki. After Thelma finishes her song, Nikki suddenly storms the stage, interrupts her performance, and demands that she get off. Terrified, Thelma runs quickly, but accidentally crashes into the stage lights, causing them to spark and electrocute Nikki, who falls and wrecks the stage. At that moment, Vic approaches Thelma and pressures her to leave Peggy and work only with him. He promises to make her sing at the music festival until she becomes the most famous singer in the world. Then hands her a contract. Thelma, convinced by his words, signs it. Later, Vic takes her to the rooftop, where she's amazed to see a huge crowd waiting for her. Suddenly, Otis appears and asks why she sang without them. Thelma accuses her friends of abandoning her, but Otis explains about the rocket that hit their car and insists they never left her. Unfortunately, Thelma doesn't believe him. Hurt, Otis admits he feared the whole unicorn thing would change her. Thelma replies that this is her only chance to be a star, then walks away. Boarding Vic's plane. Meanwhile, Nikki, furious about what happened, orders Megan to dig into Thelma's past to find a way to destroy her future. On the plane, Thelma confesses to Vic that she regrets leaving Peggy and her friends. She also reveals her secret. Wiping the paint from her leg, she shows him that she's not a real unicorn, just an ordinary horse. Vic is shocked but quickly repaints her leg, warning her never to let anyone find out. He then takes her to a luxury hotel and introduces her to Danny, a handsome horse who's hugely famous on YouTube with a video that reached billions of views. Vic insists that Thelma pretend to be in a relationship with Danny so they can both gain more fame. Though reluctant, she's pressured into it, and soon the paparazzi are taking endless photos of them together. News of their relationship spreads worldwide, and they start filming ads as a couple. When Otis sees Thelma with Danny on TV, he's heartbroken, realizing she's abandoned them. Later, Vic pushes Thelma and Danny into filming a flashy music video. Thelma clearly dislikes the song's shallow lyrics, but Vic forces her to sing it. Though the song is terrible, it becomes a global hit. Vic continues exploiting Thelma, making huge profits from her image and merchandise. At a signing event for her new single, thousands of fans show up. Among the crowd, Megan secretly arranges for a group of thugs to attack Thelma. Meanwhile, Reggie appears, congratulates Thelma, and asks for her autograph. Otis also shows up, explaining that Peggy organized a nearby concert and even introduced their new singer, a wild goat. As Otis and Reggie leave, Thelma feels deeply hurt, realizing her friends have replaced her. Full of regret, she wanders the streets when Megan and the thugs ambush her. Terrified, Thelma runs away and escapes back to the hotel. Later, she looks through her scrapbook of memories with her friends. Tearfully, she picks up the phone to call Otis, but Vic interrupts with a call of his own. Excited, he tells her he booked her a huge slot at the music festival and that she must prepare for the awards show that night. That evening, Thelma arrives at the event, surrounded by crowds and reporters. She tells them she's thrilled because she finally gets to perform at the music festival. Otis, struggling to push through the audience, desperately tries to reach her, but she doesn't hear him. Before the Best Music Video award is announced, Vic notices that some of the paint has rubbed off Thelma's face. He urgently sends her to the bathroom to fix it. Inside, Megan ambushes her, handing her an envelope full of incriminating photos. Megan then sprays her with water, washing off the pink paint and revealing her true identity as an ordinary horse. She records a humiliating video of Thelma with a carrot on her forehead, mocking her, and threatens to expose it to the world. Megan warns that if Thelma ever tries to come back, she'll release the video, ensuring Nikki regains her fame. Terrified, Thelma begs her not to do it, promising to disappear forever so no one will ever find her. Megan agrees and walks away, leaving Thelma heartbroken. When Thelma exits, Vic passes by but doesn't even recognize her without the paint. Megan smirks, believing their mission is complete. Vic then announces on stage that Thelma has vanished. The audience is shocked, and chaos erupts as everyone starts searching for her. Otis is devastated, unaware that Thelma is standing just a few steps away. He finds her scrapbook discarded in the trash and takes it with him. Days pass, and the world keeps searching for Thelma, but she is nowhere to be found. One day, we see her walking alone down a road. A paint truck pulls up beside her, and the driver offers her a ride. Seeing how sad she looks, he tries to cheer her up, telling her about how he proposed to the girl he loved, but that he's hiding a secret from her. The driver finally confesses his secret. He's actually a champion dancer, but he has never told his fiancée. Thelma is surprised and asks why this is such a problem. He explains that he's afraid she won't want to marry him if she finds out. Thelma gently tells him that if his fiancée truly loves him, she'll also love the things he loves. She assures him that he's perfect the way he is and shouldn't have to change to please anyone else. Hearing her own words, Thelma suddenly realizes the truth about herself. Her real worth doesn't come from paint or a fake horn. Moved, she asks the driver to turn the truck around and head back quickly. Soon, their truck passes Otis, who is surrounded by police cars in the chaos. When the dust clears, Thelma jumps out, and Otis runs to her, embracing her tightly in relief. Thelma breaks down, admitting that because of her selfishness, she almost lost everyone who truly loved her. She tells him she must reveal the truth to the world. Reggie and Peggy arrive, and Thelma apologizes to both, confessing that she's just an ordinary pony, not a unicorn. Peggy reveals she suspected it all along. She had smelled the paint the very first time they met. Reunited, they all pile into the truck and head for the music festival. At the venue, a massive crowd has gathered. Nikki and her team perform with flashy dances, while Megan orders her henchmen to block any small ponies from entering. But Thelma and her friends sneak past security. Megan's goons catch sight of them, but Peggy bravely holds them off, letting Thelma and the others escape into the venue. Peggy later makes a daring getaway with her husband, driving recklessly to evade the villains. Enraged, Megan tries to expose Thelma by uploading the humiliating video, but her phone dies at the worst moment. Furious, she rushes after them. Thelma and her friends reach the backstage area, but Megan and Nikki corner them. Nikki mocks Thelma, saying she's nothing without her paint. Just as Megan is about to electrocute them, Thelma grabs her friends and escapes onto the stage lift, which rises behind the curtain. When the curtain opens, the audience is shocked to see Otis and Reggie, then gasps as Thelma steps out, disguised once again as a unicorn. She takes the microphone, her voice trembling, and admits the truth. She lied to them all. Removing her horn and wiping away the paint, she reveals her true self to the stunned crowd. Tears in her eyes, Thelma apologizes, explaining that she only wanted a chance to be heard. Then, she announces she'll sing a song she wrote long ago. Otis and Reggie play the music behind her, and Thelma pours her heart into the song. The lyrics tell of chasing dreams no matter the hardships, staying true to yourself, and never giving up. The audience is mesmerized, moved by her honesty and the beauty of her voice. Even Nikki, deeply touched, removes her own fake horn. Vic, however, fumes with frustration. He tries to lure Nikki into a new deal, but she rejects him, choosing to stand on her own. As the final notes fade, the crowd erupts in cheers. Thelma, overjoyed, leaps into the audience, finally living her dream of being carried on their shoulders. Sometime later, Thelma is back at the farm, happily playing music with Otis. Peggy joins them to start recording a new album together. Even the horses who once bullied Thelma now approach shyly, asking for selfies with her. At last, Thelma has everything she ever wanted. Not fame built on lies, but love, friendship, and her true dream come to life.